Good time zone, folks, and welcome to Euphoria. My name is Magpie. I am your keeper for this session. This is one of many exciting things going on throughout the month of March as part of TTRPGirls, a whole month dedicated to entire tables filled with women and femme folks telling really cool stories. And I'm really excited. I'm a month behind right now, but I'm very excited to see what's going on. Um, I think it could be a cool idea to introduce ourselves. Should we play popcorn?
Sure.
Okay, I am going to popcorn over to Gloria. If you could give us a little introduction and a little description of what you look like.
Sure. Hi, I'm Gloria. Today I'm going to be playing Edith, and I'm really excited. I am a fat Mexican Filipino woman. I've got long black hair with gray streaks at the front, and I'm wearing a Goonies tee. Popcorn disease.
Hello, I am Assis. My pronouns are she, her. I am an Indian woman with long hair. Some of it has some colors. I am wearing something gray that I have glasses. And today I will be playing Annie, whose pronouns are also she, her. Oh,
Well,
Anya.
the
Yes.
only other popcorn is to me. So, hi, I'm Anya. My pronouns are she, her. And I am a blonde-ish, used to be more blonde woman. I'm wearing a very cozy sweater and it's very nice. Um, and I'm playing Vivian Arnaud, she, they pronouns. And I will not be doing a French accent because it will screw up the captions. So,
Hair.
Fabulous. And howdy, I'm Magpie. I use she, her pronouns. I am a white femme presenting woman. I have half blonde, half ginger, sort of like fringe, and then kind of curly ginger hair. And I'm wearing like a white fluffy blouse. The content warnings just for this game are so there's a few dark themes of war, death, body snatching, and peril. There might be some other sort of horror based themes, but otherwise, we're going to try and keep this as light as we can. But if you need to click away for any reason, your safety is far more important. But thank you for joining us this far. And with that, I think we can get stuck in. Amazing! Cool. So, we are playing Call of Cthulhu. We're in 1922 Manchester. Each morning, well, this morning, the three of you were left a small note with the milk delivery rounds. It simply said, "Meet me at the Nag's Head," signed off by B, and the number 6 next to it. You will know that the Nag's Head is a pub just out towards an area called Deansgate Castlefield. It is a little bit out of the way, but it's the main city centre. You get to around 6 o'clock. Um, the first thing you smell is just industry in the air. It smells almost akin to an old church when you first walk in. It is cold, it is damp, and you can smell it when you breathe in. Industry is all around you, and you're pretty sure that you can catch some of the factory sort of smog from the air the second you breathe in. This area is bustling. All you can hear is the wheels of carts going past, clattering over the cobblestones, occasionally clipping the sides of the pavements. You see people skittering backwards and forwards from their work rounds, just trying to make their way home. Every now and then, a drizzle will begin, and people will throw up little parasols, little umbrellas, and then bring them back down again. And all in all, it's just very busy. Um, I guess before we reach the bar, though, where is everybody? What's everybody doing? You know that Bonnie tends to send messages like this. I guess, where do we find Genevieve?
do you mean Vivian?
Why have I written Genevieve down?
I
Genevieve
Vivian.
do.
doesn't go here.
Why have I written Genevieve down?
I mean, it's also a very beautiful French name, but no,
where do we find
mine.
Vivian?
Okay. Vivian is probably very carefully making her way down the cobblestone, I assume, streets. Yeah, she has a parasol up the entire time because, as short a bob of her hair it is, she does not want to get it wet. And so she is just being very careful as she moves along, keeping an eye out for anything interesting that might pop up. You never know when a story will appear, but just heading her way towards whatever this might be.
Fabulous. Where do we meet Annie?
Annie is in her car, in her taxi, driving towards like the location. She's in her usual driving attire, which is overalls and a button up underneath. She has a really long, like just long plait of hair, like plait, not like plate. Um, the plate that's in hair and not the plate for food. Um, and yeah, she's not really in a hurry. She's kind of just taking her time. Doesn't really need to look at the streets. Knows her way how she's going there. So just kind of chilling, listening to music.
Fabulous. And Edith.
What time of day is it?
It's around 6 p.m.
Uh-huh. So she's just closing up her bakery, then is sort of rushing people to get out. She's currently wearing a pink apron that's got some frills around it, and just like a normal uniform that she wears to work every day. She doesn't have to wear a uniform. She owns the place, but she does because it makes her feel immersed in her little savory bakery. So there's people coming up to the till, and she's like, "No, no, I have to go," and is like pushing them out because she lives for this. Whatever B has for us, Edith is excited to explore. So she's just rushing everyone out.
Fabulous. So as the three of you make your way towards the next head, it's quite a drastic difference going from the outside to the inside. It goes from being cold, quite damp, quite windy, to immediately you're hit with a just force of warmth and chatter and noise coming from inside. It's one of the more lively pubs in Manchester. Everyone kind of knows it as a place to just sort of drop by on your way home. It's sort of the place to catch up and then quickly move on just after one. But you three have a little area in the back. So you wave your way through the main crowd, through a set of almost like saloon style doors to a little nook in the back. There is a set of booth seating. There's some flowers, sort of like just in the middle of the table. It's kept all very sort of proper. At the minute, Bonnie isn't here, so you're free to just sort of sit and settle, sort of get your drinks in, sort yourselves out, and sort of before the day begins. Well, the evening begins.
As soon as Edith sees, I'm assuming everyone's sitting at the table already. I would like to say that I show up last, maybe. She immediately walks up to the both of you and just from her apron pockets is taking out like nicely wrapped and cute little boxes, just pastries that would have been thrown out, but is not going to throw them out because why should it go to waste? Um, and she hands them to you and just says, "Please eat these. I don't want to give them to the other people around here. I want them to go to you, so please have them."
Oh, of course they can't go to waste. And Vivian immediately plucks out like if you have like a pastel de nata or something like very light and fluffy, she would absolutely grab one of those. And she has like a Kier Cassis drink in hand, just enjoying the moment.
Oh,
Yeah,
we can have all of these,
have all of
and
them,
like
as
she's
many as
already
you
just
want.
put like the heaviest thing there in her mouth.
Yeah, if there's anything you can imagine, Edith has brought it all with her, and she also specializes in savory pastries too. So she's got sausage rolls. um,
Oh.
yeah, also sausage rolls, but anything you want, she has. Yeah, then she just sits next to you and forgets to order a drink.
So Annie's having a coffee.
Good idea.
So you two, anything exciting happening? Any news to share?
Um, Go ahead.
Oh, I mean, just imagine like sausage roll in one hand, donut in the other hand, kind of alternating. Uh, oh well, there's so many divorces going on. It's divorce season. Is that a thing?
That is
Divorce
true.
season?
You know what is here?
So as you're kind of chatting and sort of catching up with each other, you've been on these jobs before. You all sort of know each other either very well or you've at least sort of met in passing. You see the door kind of nudges at first. You hear a voice sort of giving a quick greeting to one of the bartenders, and then coming through is a older woman. She's sort of late 40s. She has sort of deep brown skin, sort of mid-length, sort of dark hair, and she's wearing sort of like a pastel green dress. She makes her way in and she slides in wherever there's like a spare seat. You know this is Bonnie. Kind of just by some of the sort of softer lighting, you see that she has a little bumblebee brooch just pinned to her lapel. And she's going to sit herself down. So, I'm glad you could make it here. It's a little bit of an odd one, and I'm very sorry about the timing. This one came in later than it necessarily should have done. I trust you've all got the next couple of days free, or you can make them free.
Well, you Shaki anything.
Thank you.
I'm my own boss.
Wonderful.
I will make a shop closed for the next couple of days. I may
Thank
have
you.
to cancel some other arrangements, but that's fine.
If it's going to be a massive problem, we can
Not
work around
not
it.
not at all. Not at all.
Right. So this one has come in from the local constabulary, and they've sort of dropped it a little bit on us. As usual, this one's a little bit out of their remit. It seemed simple, just body snatching at first, but it's gone a little bit. And she'll kind of sort of gesture a little bit. It's gone a little bit out of out of their focus, I think is the best word for it. More or less, the local cemetery has reported that bodies have been going missing. The local morgue has noticed that there's some odd behaviour going on, and quite frankly, there's some peculiar things going on around town. I've heard mutterings in the bar. I've been keeping an ear out. I was hoping if you could look into it, see if you can figure out what's going on.
Well, of course.
Wonderful. One moment. And she will go into a sort of side satchel that she has and will set out a few papers that she's kind of put together. There's a few leads. There is, let me look now. There's Cyril. I have a contact named Cyril at the mortuary. There is, a few different groundskeepers at the cemetery, but I'm not sure how many leads that one will get you. And honestly, the bar here is one of the best places to try and find things out. If I can leave that one in your hands, I have a few things that I need to deal with outside of town, but if anyone's going to get it done, it's you three.
Okay, so we know that there's body snatchers. Like we know that this is what was just told to us. Okay, I'm just asking to clarify from my own brain.
No worries.
And this has happened at the cemetery. Okay, where else could it be? All right, so I think what Edith is going to do is look around and I guess ask Bonnie, when did this happen? How long has this been happening?
So this is the thing. It's been going on for a few weeks now.
A few weeks.
A few
Why have
weeks.
they not come to us before?
It seemed like a simple open and shut body snatching case. It's a little out of context, but there's been a few odd signs. It's the mortuary assistant who's become sketchy with it, a little bit nervous about the whole thing. He's reported that they've had the best locks put on the morgue and things still keep going missing. The main mortuary assistant, the main mortician has been out of town as well the last day or so, and things have just completely rocked him.
Very well. Huh. And the bodies, they have not come up anywhere.
I haven't found them anywhere. This is the strangest thing. You tend to find them coming up back in medical settings. You tend to find them coming back up again on certain markets. This one, there's no signs. There's no, I guess, linear reasoning. It tends to be the more fresh bodies, as awful as that sounds, but other than that, there's no real rhyme or reason.
So there's no connection between the people who have been taken. There's no age, there's nothing like that.
Nothing necessarily, no.
Bizarre.
It just tends to be, if anything, the recent nature of the passing. But as far as that goes, that's it.
And Vivian is just like, she has her notebook out because she's a journalist. She has her notebook out and she's just taking extensive notes.
Edith is looking down at her knuckles. They're sort of bandaged up and is just like, I'm ready to get some answers out of people.
I have every faith in you. And she will also look down at your knuckles.
Let's hold off on the fists until our mouths are done.
Okay. Fine.
Vivian looks very confused.
I mean, we're gonna talk to them first.
Oh, right. It's one of those things of when you're speaking in your second language and you're like, do I understand what you're actually saying?
Love it.
So she will
Right.
sort of gently push the papers a little bit close to the center of the table. If that's everything, I'll leave you be. As I say, I have a few things to attend to. And again, apologies for the timing, apologies for how late it is. Try not to attract too much attention, but other than that, you have the run of the city. The constabulary is aware that you're helping out. As usual, try and keep some of the more esoteric things to yourselves. We don't want to scare anyone or cause an upright panic again. So I'll leave this with you. And she will sort of collect up her skirts, will sort of make sure her bag is secured, and then we'll kind of give you a final goodbye and slip her way out of the bar.
Well, this is very curious, don't you think?
Bodies just disappearing. And what
It's
for?
not like they could just stand up and walk away in most cases, though you never
hope
know.
not.
I also
hope not too.
not. But they're disappearing, but all the locks are secure. Heavy duty locks, yet they're just going missing.
I mean, that's if we take the mortician at his word.
True.
I wouldn't mind just talking to him.
Always a good idea.
But before we go somewhere, Edith is going to look around. Does anyone look like they're huddling in a suspicious way? Like, does anyone look like they're like, oh, we know that the lady's there and she works with the constables or something?
There's a few groups. There's a lot of lively chatter. Could you give me a little perception roll?
Sure. And what characteristic do I use? I'm assuming it's my intelligence.
Hold on.
This is my first roll in Call of Cthulhu.
Oh,
Yay!
it would be, I'm very sorry, spot hidden.
Oh, wait, I think I know. Well, hold on. What do I roll for that then? Spot hidden.
Spot hidden.
Yes.
Oh, wait, right. So, okay. So I have to get under a 40 for that? Because if, okay, got it. Please. 28.
Whoa, oakley dokley.
Nice.
Well done. Congratulations and welcome to the world of Cthulhu.
Yay.
So you don't necessarily see anyone particularly sort of conspiratorial looking. There's no sort of like, oh, they're over there, like sort of hidden away. There are a lot of groups chatting though. There is a group of three older gentlemen sort of sat by the fire, pint glasses in hand, sort of whiling away quite loudly. They seem very kind of, what's the word? Animated, very sort of chatty, maybe a little bit deep into their drinks, but not necessarily in a bad way, just in kind of like a let's get the party started sort of way, as much as you can. There is, I guess, another group of, I suppose it looks like students, maybe 4 or 5 of them, sort of huddled around the bar. There is an argument going on of who needs to pay. This has been going on for 5 minutes, and nobody has decided yet. The barkeep looks very bored with their antics, but you feel like this is a day-to-day occurrence. Other than that, there's a few sort of single folks kind of perched around. Everyone seems very settled. Everyone sort of seems as though they've been here a while or they're comfortable in the space.
Nice. So I don't get any indication. Nothing. There's nothing. No one looks suspicious. Okay. I think I'm gonna go up to the teens anyway. And like sort of listen in and just see what the argument is, and if anyone is saying, if they're like arguing because they really just want to have someone really wants to pay for the bill, or if they're arguing and because there's tension about something else going on.
Yeah, so you hear sort of half of the group is sort of, well, no, I paid for it last time, so you've got to pay for it this time. Well, no, but if I got it that time, this time it's your go, but I paid more. There's a lot of that kind of going on in the background. There's two sort of going on a little bit to the side, still part of the argument, but very much keeping it between themselves as a backwards and forwards. It's a little bit of, yeah, but it scared me absolutely out of my wit. Well, you're lying about it, because how do you think that shit's real? There's a lot of kind of, it's very animated. You don't get the feeling there's any venom behind it. There's just a lot of bantery argument going on between them.
All right. Edith is off the clock. She's not in her bakery at the moment. So she's just gonna I'm sorry. She's gonna walk up to them and just say, "What's scary? What scared you?"
The teen, she is a sort of, I guess maybe looks about 18, 19.
Can I sorry, go ahead.
No, carry on.
I was just say, can I paint a picture of what Edith looks like?
Please.
So Edith, while it's being looking sort of like a cinnamon roll when she's at her savory bakery, she is built like an Olympian weightlifter. She is tall and fat with lots of lots of muscles underneath. So she's like a hulking presence. And intimidating in looks when she's not wearing her cutesy apron, I think. So I just imagine Edith walks up to them and is sort of like looming over and asks the question, "What scared you?"
So I feel like this is a teenager about sort of maybe like 17, 18 years of age.
Yeah.
She is very sort of, I guess, rambunctious looking. She has kind of like the short, very, very short, severe 1920s sort of like flapper style hair.
Mm-hmm.
She is very dolled up. You get the feeling they're almost out for a little bit of a night out,
Mm-hmm.
but it's definitely a school night. She sort of goes to look at you and then kind of carries on going, and then is like, "Oh, you know, you're going to think we're definitely not from around here if I say. Okay, do you believe in werewolves?"
No, but what about them?
So, I'm convinced. And then you just hear the others sort of start going, "Oh, she's off again." There's just like a chorus of this. I swear on my nan's life that I saw a werewolf.
Where?
Wolf. Yes, exactly. No. So I think I might have been out a little bit past curfew. Just small amount, a little bit, tiny amount, and I swear. And then you just hear someone across this little group just shout, "It was just a dog!" Everyone says it's the farmer, keeps letting his dog out near the cemetery. That's it. He just lets it run because otherwise it goes for the sheep. And then she just sort of like, no,
How loud is this?
it's pretty loud. It's pretty animated. They're standing near the bar, and your little booth
Okay,
is kind of behind this.
yeah. So Annie's. I think upon hearing cemetery, Annie's also gonna get up and like start like just creep, just stand like behind Edith, like in her like just in her shadow.
Mhm.
I just want to say, while all of this is going on, Vivienne is just poring over all of the papers that were left behind for them. Because she was given research to do, so she's going to read it all.
Nice.
So I'll go bar first and then come to the papers.
Mhm.
Fabulous. So she just carries on, and you can tell again she's a little bit kind of either giddy from the atmosphere or she's just kind of going for it because somebody's actually humoring her. I swear, I saw really big dog, huge dog, not like big dog, but big dog.
I
And
mean,
then
they're saying that it was the the groundskeeper's dog. Did it look like a poodle?
no,
What it looked like
no,
then?
just it was dog, just big dog, 4 legs. If I'm completely honest with you, I didn't stay around long enough to figure it out. I was waiting for someone, got stood up, so decided to go home again.
You got stood up. I'm so
I
sorry to
got-
hear that. What color were its
Exactly.
eyes?
Again, didn't really look that closely, just sort of big dog, just me, ran.
Right. Big dog at the cemetery. I believe you. What's your name?
Oh, I'm Gladys. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Gladys. I'm Edith. I have a bakery called Savory Bakery. Please buy things from it. Thank you.
Oh, I've been.
Oh, wonderful! She puts on like her like bakery owner persona. Oh, thank you so much for visiting my bakery. It's great to have people like yourself attending and buying all the wonderful treats. And I'm sure you've shared it with your friends. Here, have some. And then she just hands out stuff from her apron and just trying to. She's basically gone into salesperson mode. I don't know. But yeah, that's Edith has gone off to that. Is just listening to see if anything else comes up, but is just sort of there now.
Annie, is there anything kind of you wanted to do with the group?
I guess I poke my head out from behind Edith and just be like, honestly, probably better you got stood up. You don't want to become a victim of divorce season.
Yeah.
How big did
Yeah.
you say this dog was?
Like, big. So there's one of the gravestones, and like I know at least that it comes up to kind of my hip, and like it was at least twice the size of that.
Doesn't sound like a dog to me.
That's what I keep saying. But they keep
Hmm.
saying it's the farmer's dog, and like, yeah, the farmer's dog is really big, but like the farmer's dog is definitely not that big, and I wasn't that close to it to make the farmer's dog that big.
Mhm.
The farmer's dog isn't a poodle.
No. I don't even know if the farmer has a dog. And then she just whips her
farmer
head
has a dog?
round about like
Oh.
whether the farmer has a dog or not to sort of like somebody else that starts an argument with her. And then you sort of, as the party has been given food, someone will eventually pay for the drinks because they've mapped it and they've realized they've gotten free food. So that means technically if they pay for the drinks, it's free. And the argument quietens down a little bit. Back
Girl
with
math.
exactly that is how I work.
It's just girl math.
I love cut math. It's one of my favorite things. So back with the papers. Is there anything specific you're looking for, or is it just kind of like a looky look, just a general kind of scan through?
So general scan through, but also she's thinking of so if it's the recently deceased, she's thinking about okay, where did they disappear from? Was it just within the morgue itself? Were any of them buried? Are there any that are connected to anything shady, things like that. Any like details that she can find within that.
Okie dokie. So I think from the offset, some of the main things that you kind of get. Actually, for detail, can I get a little roly roll? Hang on. What would it be? Actually, yeah, probably. Hang on, I've been playing a different system recently. Yeah, I'll go for another spot hidden roll.
Cool.
Just
I
for
just
kind
have to
of
get to a
the
60.
hey.
Watch out, I'm gonna roll terribly now. Hey, no, I didn't. I rolled a 15.
Hey, fabulous. So, kind of, you are obviously used to reading things quickly. You are used to sort of soaking up information very
Mhm.
quickly. So this is a double. This is so easily set out. Bonnie knows how your brain works, so she writes things down, so it goes along with that. You see that they've been disappearing from two places. They have been disappearing from the morgue and from the cemetery. In the case of the morgue, the only reports that you have gotten of late is anything that the mortuary assistant, not the actual mortician, has been reporting. So that is who was described as Cyril earlier. He reports that he was on his own, I think 2 nights ago. He heard a large, loud scratching at the door, the main sort of vaulted doorway. He stayed inside. He sort of went to go and ring the constabulary, couldn't get hold of anyone at that time of night. And then as he finally got the bravery to go back out again, there was some sort of strange things that concerned him that he has gone forward to put in this report. He says that he's sure that things has been happening before, but for whatever reason, the main mortician, Dr. Anwen, has noticed is that she hasn't been reporting things. Nothing has been sort of mentioned. But he doesn't know if it's a case of she just doesn't know what to do or something else. In the case of the cemetery, you have the reports from the groundskeeper. Her name is Billy. And she has reported that only open graves have been touched. So ones that have not yet been filled in yet, or ones that have only kind of been loosely compacted in. They're the only ones that have been touched. Nothing has been destroyed. Any valuables have been left behind. It is just the bodies that have been taken. Anything that they were buried with, left behind.
Interesting. Huh. So it's not a normal situation of grave robbing. You're not looking for valuables or anything of that nature. It's just the bodies. And it's easy access bodies as well. Bizarre.
Fabulous. So, do you guys want to
She
read
would
me?
like run down all of this for the others as well, being like, here are the like 10 pages that I just went through. Here's the shortened version.
Amazing. So I guess from there you can either choose to stay in the bar for a little bit, kind of plot and scheme, or if there is anywhere you fancy going. It's only about 7 o'clock at night, so you still have time.
I wonder. I mean, does anyone want to go anywhere specific? I'm really interested in what's going on with Cyril. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's one of our clues, one of our leads. But it's, I don't know. Interested.
Yeah,
Me
we
as
can go
well.
talk to Cyril.
Seems like as good a start as any.
Sure.
So we're heading our way to the morgue. I say we as though I'm
Mhm.
going as well.
You're
I'll
coming
join
with
you.
us.
I'm coming with us. I am the voice of
Yeah.
God in this situation.
I was gonna say, we're coming with you. What are you
Yeah.
talking about?
We're all aboard the train. Let's go.
Little magpie just flies and sits on the top of the cab.
Exactly. Fabulous. So yeah, are you giving a lift, Daddy? Wonderful.
I am the
So
designated driver
Yay!
for eternity.
wonderful. So the morgue is a little bit out of town for good reason. It is a row of shops, a few houses, and then kind of there's a break where there's an alleyway, and then there is the morgue. It's right on the end of the street. It's a little bit kind of again out of the way, which makes sense with the nature of the building. It is well kept. It looks pretty sort of well put together. There is a hearse carriage parked up next to it, sort of in the alleyway. Again, that is immaculately kept. And you can just see that there are a couple of lights sort of still lit in the background or sort of like through the windows. The main door is locked though. But there is a doorbell.
Yes. Great.
Fabulous. So it takes a few minutes. You hear some clattering just generally in the background. It doesn't sound like anyone's necessarily rushing. It just sounds like someone very clumsy is trying to rush their way to the front door. After a minute, the door pulls as though someone's yanked it, forgetting that the locks are on. And then you just hear, the lock come off, and then the door swings open. You see a very wiry sort of younger man. He's maybe sort of like very early 20s, bright red hair, sort of pale freckled skin. He is wearing a set of very clean looking overalls, like white sort of overalls. He's a little bit wild eyed at this moment in time. He clearly wasn't expecting somebody. He looks over the three of you and then just sort of says, "Oh, you're with the bees, yes, correct?"
That would be correct, yes.
Thank God. Okay. Come on in. Don't go standing outside. Does anyone want a cup of tea or a drink or anything?
I'll take whatever you give me.
Okay. I'll get the kettle on. Feel free to sit down, and then he'll kind of point you over to like a small office that's kind of to one side. Again, as you walk in, it smells of chemicals. It smells clean, but it smells very intently of chemicals. It is a little bit kind of what's the word? Sort of antiseptic-y.
Yeah.
It is a little bit sort of, it hits you right at the back of the throat as you head in. Sort of to one side, you get the feeling that from the smell getting increasingly stronger from that side is where the actual morguery goes on. And then the other side is this little office that you've been pointed to. It is very warm looking, it's very cozy. There's a couple of bookshelves sort of scattered along the place. There's a few sort of like things scattered along a really large desk. Cyril has disappeared off into the aether for the time being. And yeah, you have been pointed into this room. There's a few sort of comfortable looking chairs set kind of around the desk area. And yeah, you're welcome to sort of sit yourselves down.
Annie will probably not sit. She's kind of like pace around, see if there's anything to poke around with.
Yeah, is there anywhere kind of in particular you want to look, or just sort of a general nosy?
General nosy.
General nosy. Fabulous.
General nosy.
There's no inspiration in this game, but inspiration. I guess free reroll.
I approve.
Cthulhu's blessing. I don't know. You get that.
Oh, that sounds horrible.
Oh, maybe not Cthulhu. Who's a non-terrifying god in this? We'll work it out later. So as you begin your general nosy, you see there's sort of a few bits and pieces kind of still scattered on the desk. There are a lot of sort of scribbled notes.
This little guy's blessing.
Fat little guy.
Yes.
You get little guy's blessing.
Yes.
Fabulous. So as you begin to sort of look across the table, there's a few sort of, as I said, scattered notes. Nothing of particular interest. It mostly seems to be sort of when people are coming in, when families are visiting, when things are sort of going on like that. There is a framed picture. It is of a smaller woman. She is sort of plus size, wearing a very regal looking sort of gown. She's very dressed up to the nines. And besides her is a taller gentleman, sort of dressed in, I guess, First World War sort of British uniform. He's very smart looking. He's very sort of kind of holding himself as he should do for a sort of a formal picture. They're kind of linked arms, but you can tell joking sort of like as this picture has been taken, they've either been pretending to pull away from each other or they've been pretending to sort of try and shove each other. Very playfully, nothing particularly mean about it. So that is sort of on the front desk. There's a few books sort of scattered around the place. Most of them, I will say, are like fiction, but they assume that people aren't going to sit around long enough to know. So there is, for example, a copy of War of the Worlds sort of pushed into sort of one of the bookshelves. There's a few other things kind of scattered about the place. Yeah, that's kind of all that's obviously visible sort of on the main office space.
Okay. Is Cyril in the room right now? Or is he like?
Not yet. You can hear him sort of every now and then. You can just hear him muttering to himself. He's like, "Oh my god, what the hell? There's usually only two of them. I need to find another cop." He's just sort of muttering away to himself, sort of trying to get water on the boil.
Okay. And would the people in the picture look like? Do they look like they might be related to Cyril? Like, are there any like similar hair or matching features or anything?
Not necessarily, but they both look very similar to each other.
I will hold till Cyril is.
Is there anything that Vivian or Edith would like to do?
Hey, Edith, does anything look out of place here to you? Do you want to look together?
Yes, I think we should. I think I'm gonna walk over to the bookshelves and start pulling books that look fiction-y, as you were saying, and just start skimming through them.
Yeah, so most of them are quite basic. They're just sort of standard sort of printed books for the time.
Okay.
A lot of them are kind of sci-fi or the equivalent of sci-fi for the time being. There's the odd sort of, I guess, romance book. Nothing too particularly spicy, but like the odd little kind of cutesy romance book. But they're all very boringly bound, I shall say. They've been designed to fit in. You do, however, come across the copy of War of the Worlds.
Mm-hmm.
You go to open it, and it's definitely the War of the Worlds dust jacket, but the book inside is a diary.
Reads the diary.
So it is in ridiculously neat handwriting. It is definitely something that's well put together. It is meticulously kept. It's less of a dear diary, today I went to, and more of a on this date this happened, on this date this happened, the moon is doing this is doing this, on this date the weather is like this is doing this. And then every now and then there will be mentions of who has come into the mortuary, who has been sort of dealt with. There will be mentionings of where keys have been left, kind of little bits and pieces like that. There's a couple of receipts tucked into it. So you see that around 4 months ago, there was a new set of locks installed in the morgue building. There was the main front sort of door, and then the side service door where the kind of hearse will be loaded, where sort of things will come in and out, sort of a little bit more, I guess, discreetly. There's been a few repairs done recently, nothing in particular note, mostly just kind of water pains, stuff like that.
I think Edith is just going to turn the book to Vivienne and go, something for you to write about. I mean, also we have to solve the case, but something new.
Does it give a reason why the locks were changed?
No, you just see the receipts So it lists a local locksmith. They're definitely heavy duty, and they were definitely worth quite a little bit. But other than that, no.
Keeping something out or keeping something in? What do you two think?
I hadn't considered the latter. And now I am. This is why you're good at your job, and this is why I do what I do, but we can worry about that later.
Hey, you're good at your job. And I just pull out
Mhm.
another donut and stash away in my overall pocket and start like,
Edith is thinking about her other job, which may or may not come into play later. But yeah. And this is why you're the researcher. So
But you have a good eye. Nice catch.
yeah. I wondered why someone would, or when someone would have time working here to sit and read War of the Worlds. Very
I'm
Well,
interesting.
sometimes it's just window dressing.
Mm-hmm.
I also doubt the corpses make a lot of interesting conversation.
That is true.
Unless they
One would
do.
hope that they didn't.
Yeah. I mean, where is Cyril?
Well enough, as you're sort of getting through sort of the latter parts of the book, you hear kind of footsteps coming up the hallway. You can hear sort of mugs rattling on a tray. You get the feeling either Cyril has not slept in a long time, or Cyril has had more coffee to the point that his blood is mostly coffee.
I wonder if
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Uh-huh. I also wonder then if he's so out of it, like what if I just kept this diary and put the sleeve back and hope that it stayed in place?
Ooh. Do you want to make a little sleight of hand check?
Yeah. I don't have anything on sleight of check. Am I allowed to roll?
That means 10, right?
Yes.
Because you have the base.
Oh, I have to roll under 10. Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I mean, do you want me to do it? I'm right
Yeah.
beside you. I'm
I'll
not
give you
much
the
better, but I'm at 30.
I'm at 10. So
Much better than
I think
10.
I would hand it to you as I'm putting this in my apron underneath more boxes of pastries.
My idea being, okay, I was gonna say like maybe Vivienne would have like not a carpet bag, that's too big, but you know, a bigger kind of bag. But by the power of teamwork, let's see. These dice liked me last time. No, that's a 90.
No!
Oh, okie
Here's
doke.
the inspiration point.
Will you allow me to do the reroll?
I mean, it was Assis that got the little guy point. Do you wanna donate the little
Yeah.
guy point? Okay.
Communal little guy.
Roll me a little guy point.
I love this. Nope, that's a 73.
Oh,
Oh,
damn it.
Attempt
okay,
was
it's
made. It
better.
is lower.
It's better. So Cyril is kind of making his way in. You get the feeling that he would have been distracted for a little bit longer, but he kind of noticed that sort of you two are standing. And will kind of, no, they're kept in order. If you could put those back, I'm very sorry. Dr. Anwin likes to keep things as it's meant to be.
Of course. We were just curious about what kind of books you were reading.
Oh, these aren't mine. These are the doctor's. She tends to keep them all.
Oh.
Yeah, they're newly moved in,
Oh,
so they
makes
tend to
sense.
like. Yeah, it gets a little bit boring here sometimes. I'm working my way across some of them.
And what about that photo? Is that the good doctor? Maybe your parents?
He will kind of put the teacups down, and will kind of motion for you to kind of take them. It's 3 cups of tea, and he'll kind of look
What
around
kind
and go,
of tea?
English breakfast.
I will take a sip, express a small face of disappointment that it's not chai, and keep drinking.
Edith will say to Annie, if you dip the pastries, it'll taste better.
Oh, I start doing that.
It is, I will say, it's very, very strong. You get the feeling that he put sort of like the tea into steep and then got distracted and then got back to it. So it is very sort of bitter tea. He'll kind of lean down and go, Oh, yeah. So that's the doctor and then her brother. They both moved
Huh.
in, again, I think a few months ago, about 5 months ago or so. The old guy didn't particularly like all of the things that are going on at the minute, so he left, she started. It's been good, it's well kept, it feels a little safer here, I guess.
Were you somewhere else before?
Me? Oh, no, I've worked here the whole time. I started my apprenticeship here, and then I just carried on working here, and it's been nice. I mean, the colleagues are quiet, so it keeps me out of trouble, I guess. It pays well. I did all my studies to get here, so and he'll kind of hesitantly go and sit in the chair. You can tell that he feels a little bit like I'm not supposed to be here, but he'll still sit in the chair. Yeah, so I guess is anything you need to know from the offset, or where's best to? Oh, I should have replaced the tea. I'm sorry. It's been in there a little while. What do you need to know?
Well, we were just curious because you had reported some strange things happening. Bodies going missing.
Yes. It's been going on maybe like once or twice a week. Maybe close to once a week these days. We've tried reporting it. The constabulary come and look at it. They say they've got no leads. That's kind of all I can really say. It was me. Dr. Anwin is away on business for a couple of nights. She's back tomorrow morning. So I'm just sort of trying to clean up the house, as it were. I guess I wanted to get you on board. I've heard stories of what you people do, and I don't know. I thought maybe you could look into it a little bit better. I should probably start at the weird bit. Okay. Do you want to leave your tea here, and I can show you?
Sure.
Of course.
Thank you.
Edith is going to ask, how often does Dr. Unwin take trips?
Oh, I guess it kind of depends. A few times a month. She has things going on in London. There's a few things that go on in Preston. Every now and then she says she has to go back home.
Where's
I mean,
home for her?
Home? I think she said somewhere in North Wales? Llandudno,
That's a
I think she
decent
said.
Trek, isn't it?
Definitely. Easier by train and carriage these days, but
Of course.
What days of the month does she go?
it tends to change every now and then. Sometimes it's phases, sometimes it is kind of, I don't know, just a couple of days here and there. Sometimes it's weekends. She tries to keep it to weekends. Yeah.
Can I roll to recall anything that I was reading in this diary?
If you would like to, give me just a straight intelligence roll.
Cool. Can I tell you what I'm looking for?
Please.
I'm trying to see if any of the dates she was gone was around any full moons.
Ooh. Oakley dokley.
Damn it. 50.
Oh no.
I was like, is it a 5 or a 50? And it was a 50. Damn it.
No worries. So I will say that from the top of your head, you were very quickly scanning through this before Cyril could come back. Nothing quite comes to mind. There are definitely a few dates that you've got locked in your head, but you can't quite tie it up as, was that a full moon? Was that not a full moon? Was that anything to do with something else? You have maybe like a couple of rough ideas, but nothing particularly concrete just now.
Okay. Is there a calendar around here on the walls?
There is sort of like a flip sort of calendar on the desk.
Dang it. So there isn't a full month calendar that tells me whether or not a full moon is this weekend?
That would be far too
Inconvenient.
convenient.
I'm just gonna give the game away.
Dang it. Okay.
I love that Assis and I are just locked in having the same ideas.
Yeah.
What are the same? Am I having a different idea? Please talk over me.
No, we just keep saying the same thing.
Yeah, we just keep saying literally the same thing.
Nice. Okay.
Welcome back. So last you saw us, which hopefully wasn't that long ago, we were just heading into the main morgue area. So the three of you are led in by Cyril. He will kind of hold the door open for you, and sort of will kind of gesture in. It is a very clean looking room. Everything is kind of sort of stacked up, sort of away on one side of the building. The rest of it is, you can see there's a few sort of areas to, I guess, sort of prepare and look into sort of whatever they're doing for the time being. And you see at the far end there is this large, almost like a hangar style door that's built into the end of the building. Again, you get the feeling this is so the carriage can just back up a little bit into the building and sort of do what needs to be done. So Cyril kind of just wags a finger over to the door. So that was, I don't know how much Bonnie's told you. That was where I heard the scratching the other night. It's never from the front door. It's always at the side. Or it was at the side. It went on for maybe like 20 minutes or so, and then just nothing. But do you know kind of like when you hear your dog wanting to come in or your cat wanting to come in, and like it's kind of low down? This was like up.
Were there any
Sounds like
markings on the door? Sorry.
This is where we
finish yours.
So that's kind of the weird thing. It's a metal door, and there were scratches in the door. That's why I wanted to get Bonnie in. I just think there's something going on. I can leave you to look around. I can give you the key if you want, just to sort of, I guess, explore, do what you need to do. I don't particularly like being in here on my own. I prefer the office, if I'm honest.
Understandable. Yes, sorry, Annie.
So when you say it was like a dog, like would you say it was like a dog but bigger since the scratches were higher up?
Maybe?
I
Yeah,
just gave like
maybe.
a knowing look to Edith, like a dog but bigger.
Bigger than a poodle.
Much
Definitely bigger
poodle.
than a poodle.
Mm.
They were sort of, he's kind of maybe around the sort of 5'11", 6-foot mark, and he's kind of pointing up to sort of head height when he's describing sort of the scratch mark. The key. He'll kind of pat down his pockets and then we'll hand Vivian over the key. Do what you need to do. Just don't tamper with anything over this side. But the rest is free going.
Where are you going to go?
Oh, I'm going to the office. There's a few pickups in the morning, so there's different bits and pieces of purchase orders that need raising. There's a couple of quotes for things that need to go on. I think Dr. Amwen said that she needed to look into a few things, replacement parts for bits within the morgue. I won't go into it. I'll bore you. But I'll go. And he just sort of skedaddles off. You can tell he doesn't really know what to do with himself.
Edith is going to pick up. Are there anything that is big enough to do so? She's going to pick it up and like hold the door open with it. Just in case.
I'd say there's a few bits and bobs. There is definitely a few sort of like wooden blocks. I'm gonna say, if you want to jam one of those in the doorway.
Yep, she'll do it.
Fabulous.
I mean, she'll do it with as many, because she didn't know Churl. She doesn't know Cyril, but she also doesn't trust him. So she's going to put as many things between this door and it being shut as possible.
I mean, if you want to go for the drama, there is like a coat rack with like a few sort of like, I guess, scrub jackets.
Absolutely.
Okay.
She's stacking the coat racket on top of the wooden blocks in between the door. If there's like a never mind. I was gonna say, like, you know those like Never mind. I was gonna say no. I'm gonna say it. You know, there's like in the morgue where there's those tables. She was gonna push one in between, but I think
Oh
that would
my
actually
god.
be more of a hindrance than anything else.
Jackie, I think that you are being a little excessive here, no?
Yes,
I
but
have a key.
fine, fine. I won't move the table, but I'm going to put everything else in this doorway, and well, there'll be enough things that we can hear if Cyril, if that's his real name, um, tries to take some of these things away.
Cool. So the
You are so
interior door.
mistrusting.
So the interior door is open. It is very held open. Um, that is going nowhere. And the opposite door, the larger sort of external door, that is the one that you have the key for.
Mhm.
So yeah, what would you like to do?
Well, we shall look around, no?
I mean, we should open the big door first and check out the scratches.
Yeah.
Seems a good idea, yes? She'll walk on over, clip-clopping of her sensible high heels of the time period. Open up the door.
Cool, cool. So the door kind of swings open. There is no ominous creak. This is a pretty new door. It is very well built. It has definitely done its job. Are you heading outside, or are you just gonna sort of let it sort of swing inwards?
Oh, it swings inwards. Just let it swing inwards to look at the scratches on the door.
Cool, cool. So the second it hits the sort of clinical, sort of very bright light inside, you see there are scratch marks. Weirdly enough, it's not necessarily 4 straight as you would expect with a dog. It is 4 and a 1. Scraped down the door. It is around 6 feet high. It looks as though something's been doing it for a while. There's a few overlaps. If everyone is nearby and looking at this, can I get a spot hidden from all of you? I am so sorry for the amount of spot hiddens I am making you roll. This is
I love this.
This is an
Oh, my
Such a
camel.
investigation.
common thing.
I think I'm going to need a
Normal
stool
thing.
before I can spot hidden.
24.
And he's not tall enough to just look at
Oh
Oh, I got a 16.
no! Okie dokie.
Under 60, so I'm
Oh.
good.
Yeah, I'm an under 40, so I got a 24.
that. I got 59, which that's 4 over. Oof.
Oh
Oh,
no! You can, if you would like, you can
Fancy
spend some of your luck points. So depending on how many luck points you have, you can spend those if there's only 4 to have a success.
So just spend 4 luck points?
Mhm.
Like,
Nice.
beats it, right? So as long as I have 50. So, like, if it's 55, do I need 55 to get it or 54?
55. So on the number
Yeah,
on
okay,
the
4
left.
luck points. Yeah, I can do
Okie
4 luck
dokie.
points.
Fabulous. So I'm going to say, Vivian, as you're looking, you definitely notice this weird patterning. It definitely looks human. Tall, sharp, but human. You've seen it before where people have leaned up against kind of windows and you've seen sort of like the condensation marks left. There's definitely a little bit of that going on. You do kind of notice that there is almost like a residue left within the claw marks. It's sort of like a dirty, sort of muddy, sort of residue. I'm so sorry.
I just saw the comment.
Agreed.
Oh, yes, what I look for in a partner, tall, sharp, and human.
That's what we're here for. I'm worried about how this adventure's gonna go.
I wrote it in text stats was not to disrupt play, but okay.
No, it's improved and I like it. So yeah, you see a little bit of kind of mud sort of ingrained into it where it's kind of really gone deep. There's a couple of areas where it has really gone deep. So maybe human, definitely something with a lot of strength behind it. Sort of Annie and Edith, as you're sort of hanging back a little bit, you're just sort of between where it's shadowed to the outside and light on the inside. It looks as though something has kind of caught the edge of the doorway. So where this main doorway is, there is wooden bricks. There's wooden bricks. No, there's bricks. There's not a whole lot going on upstairs today. There is bricks either side of the main doorway. Where it's a little bit kind of rougher, a little bit coarser on the edges, there is very fine fur. Just trapped. Again, not at the right height for a poodle. Definitely not a poodle. It looks as though something has caught it with its shoulder, as though someone's been wearing like a fur stole and has sort of caught it on the. I'm touching the wall, but you can't see the wall. As
I see it.
I'm going home.
I see it in my mind. You're all right.
Thank you.
All in our minds.
The mind wall. Yes, you see some sort of very fine fur. It's not necessarily coarse. It's nothing particularly short either. It's quite longish, very fine fur.
Do we extract some?
Yeah. Do you want to take a little pinchy pinch?
Yeah.
Cool. I think as you get closer to that section of the wall, one thing you notice is it reeks. It smells. There's a definite sort of odor roadkill kind of going on in that general sort of area. As though sort of where it's hit is very ingrained into the sort of brickwork. It's not rained though, given recently, so whatever has touched it has kind of remained there, and you get the feeling that Cyril has been avoiding this area for good reason. And they're kind of the two main things you find.
Can I look out into the? Is there an alleyway that we would look out if we go out through this door?
Yeah.
Okay. Does anything out here look interesting? Suspicious?
So as you head out, you see that there is the carriage is parked up, sort of the hearse carriage is I don't know what I'm trying to describe it. It's just sort of beside the building. It has these large sort of spoked wheels. All you sort of really spot is maybe a couple of very light scratch marks on some of the spokes. It looks as though something has just caught it in passing, as though it's left in a hurry.
Okay, so there's scratch marks on the side of the car or the tires. Sorry, I missed that part.
On the sort of main tire section. So
Okay.
almost like a bicycle tire where the spokes come out. It's sort of as though something's caught that along the side.
Okay. What does the sky look like right now? Is the moon out?
Oh, the moon's out, yes.
What does it look like?
It is a very slender, sort of half cat's eye.
Okay.
It's
Moon
been
is
a hot
beautiful.
second.
How
Mhm.
long ago was the incident that Cyril?
2 days ago.
Half cat's eye, 2 days. That was that up.
No. Well, he did say that it was several times a week, if not just once a week. So I know that the two of you have been harboring a theory of a werewolf, but I don't believe that is the case.
Big dog,
I
claw
know.
marks, fur.
I just like the
Can't-
moon.
It can't always be werewolves. It never is.
I love punching a werewolf. I've done it once. I promise.
I'm pretty sure that whatever left that, pointing at the bricks, and those, pointing at the claw marks, was not a werewolf.
This is why you're the journalist. This is why you're good at what you do. I'm gonna stick to punching people and baking.
Jackie, have you ever... You say that you punched a werewolf. Did it smell like that?
No.
She unfortunately takes a deep breath in, pulls out, like, I'm sure that she has like a little bottle of perfume or something and just like puts it under her nose. Oh, that was terrible.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who would know what this word is? Do you think it's
There has to
clothing?
be a reason for all of this. I don't feel like we're missing several key pieces of a bigger puzzle. I know that face.
Cemetery?
What have you thought of, Edith?
I'm considering just stomping back into that office and reading through the diary right in front of Cyril's face because I don't like. I feel like I didn't spend enough time reading it, and maybe there's more information in there. Um, and I don't care if Cyril says don't mess with the books. It doesn't seem like Cyril really knows very much about what's going on anyway, and we are here to investigate. As she's saying that, she's like justifying herself and just walking towards the office.
I start following immediately, and I'm like, "You're going to need a distraction."
I suppose we should. And Vivienne goes and locks the door back up. Does one quick glance around before she closes it and locks it. And then we'll
but
follow.
I know that there has to be things in this room, but I really want to know more. I don't understand why this book, why War of the Worlds suddenly has become my favorite book. But I'm going to read it. I'm gonna figure it out. We've missed.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. She's gonna just hand it to Vivian and see if anything comes of it. So Edith just walks in. I'm assuming Cyril is sitting at the desk or something, and she just says, "I need this book. It's gonna be quick. I promise." And then she just walks away, not even waiting to see if Cyril's gonna say no, please don't, or anything.
So he's sat there sort of biting his nails, sort of staring at the door as though he's waiting for you to come back. The second you barrel in and sort of like just grab the book and start walking, he just sort of looks more confused than concerned. So did you... Oh, okay. He's not going to put up a fight. He is, as you say, just as confused as you are. Yes.
I'd like to just like immediately like swap in and take Edith's place, and just start like talking to him.
Do it.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So you've been here a while, right? Oh, don't worry about her. What was it like? Like, did you always want to work in a morgue? How's Dr. Anwen? I mean, she's not here very much, right? You should probably like tell me about her. You know, I'm very good at listening to people. I drive the taxi. It's a whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, Dr. Anwen's definitely interesting. Brother even more so. He drops by occasionally, but that's kind of it, really. And he'll just kind of rattle on for a little while. I'll skip to the book and then skip back if you want to ask him any further questions. Cool. So you both are looking into the book? Question mark.
I think that Edith is just very fixated on this, and she might pass it to Vivian if she wants to look at it, or if Vivian. I don't know. I feel like one of us should also be looking around in this place because he took us here, and maybe we should look here. But my mind keeps going to this book, and I hate that I didn't get to take it the first time.
So I can look through the book. I can look around. I'm happy to do whatever it is that Edith does not want to do.
Okay, then I think Edith is just gonna start pulling on everything in the room and checking to see if there's any obvious clues. Like looking everywhere, looking in the shelves, pulling open doors. What room are we in exactly again?
We're in the mortuary, right?
I think you move back into the main morgue room.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
cool.
And
Then
also
she's-
look at the dirt and the claw marks on that door. Oh no, but that's outside. Here, I'll hand you the key.
Okay, she'll do that then. Just looking for anything that also looks and smells weird in this room too. Like what
A
matches.
lot of things.
Yeah.
Cool.
She'll be
So
sniffing like this.
There is. I will say there's no dirt inside. It is spotless indoors. I think for the most part, everything seems very well put together. The only thing that you really sort of notice is as you start rifling through some of the coat pockets of some of the sort of, I guess, lab style jackets, you find a small note. And all it says is, headed out, we'll be back in time. A.
Okay.
And it is in the same very neat handwriting that was in the book.
And whose jacket is this?
You see that it has Dr. Anwin.
Okay. Okay. So
Is
it's
the
a
brother
note.
a doctor?
Are you asking me or?
I'm asking Edith. Do we know? Is the brother a doctor?
I don't think we have very much information about him, just that
No.
he shows up once in a while.
Hey, it could be anyone.
Got a
Either of them,
secret?
anyway.
Jeez, I don't know. Yeah, it could be anyone.
I'm going to look through the journal and see if there are any mentions of the brother specifically.
Cool. So as you're looking through the journal, you start to see another name pop up. So there is Anwin is in there.
Mhm.
In very messy handwriting, there is someone who signs off as Owen. Eoin. Every now and then, next to certain listings of movements in, movements out, when things are being sent to cemeteries, when things are being sent to sort of certain, I guess, resting homes, places like that, every now and then there will be just a little hyphen E or hyphen Owen, hyphen maybe question mark. Just little notes that have been left in pencil very messily.
Do they match up with when the doctor leaves?
Not necessarily. It tends to be more that if she is away, she tends to leave a note that will just say, gone for this amount of days, we'll be back in time. Gone for this amount of days, going here, we'll be back in time.
Edith,
Mm-hmm.
back in time for what?
Very interesting question. I don't know. I have no clue what's happening. I'm so confused. I thought we were going to see werewolves, but we're not going to see werewolves. I don't know what is smelly. I don't know what Cyril's up to. I don't trust anyone. I don't know anything. And I'm just as confused by this note. It says, headed out, we'll be back in time. In time for what? How many days? Doesn't say. Where's she going? Have no clue. I'm lost.
What if we have Cyril come down and smell that strange odor at the door?
You want me to
Well,
pull
we
him in?
don't need to be violent about it, but if he isn't willing.
I know, wait, maybe Annie is talking. Maybe Annie will make things better.
Cool. So, Annie, you are in the room still with Cyril. He is just yabbering away. He's been through so many different topics in the span of 5 minutes.
So I'm trying to direct his conversation back to the brother as much as possible.
Yeah, so
I have
he.
fast talk if that helps.
Ooh, can I get a fast talk roll?
What keeps happening to me? I missed by 3 this time. It's a 55. I rolled a 58. I'm using
Use your
more
luck!
End it.
Using more luck. I'm using more luck. 3 more luck.
Okay.
The one shot.
Amazing. It's a one shot. That's what it looks for. They're designed to go smooth. yeah, so he starts rattling away. Yeah, so they came here about 4 months ago. I got chatting to Anwin. She was saying he kind of came back from Europe. Nothing was sort of the same. Um,
So what's
definitely
his
said
name again?
Owen, Owen,
Ah,
Owen.
yeah. Okay, great.
Yeah. It's just the two of them, sort of. Really, I don't know about anyone else. I know Anwin goes out every now and then and sort of goes about the town, bits and pieces like that. She's kind of more of the social butterfly, but then every now and then Owen drops by, but it just tends to be to check in. Not sort of in the weird controlly way, just in a kind of when people don't really seem to know where they're going or why or
I've met people like that. I can't relate personally. What does
yeah.
he do?
Oh, I think he's a mechanic. I think he works on the railways sometimes.
Oh, I mean, I know how to fix a car myself personally.
Yeah, he there's a shop sort of out towards Crewe. Sometimes he heads over there. That's kind of all I really know.
And does he ever come by when Anvin's not here?
Hmm. No, not really. If he comes to visit, it's usually to see her. Usually
Must
before
be
she goes
fun.
on her sort of holidays, or sometimes they go together. I think they go back and see family or something. I don't know. We chat, but not a whole lot. It's very surface level.
Hmm. Well, I mean, I would love to get to meet him. It's always nice to meet mechanics, in my line of work.
Yeah, I can get the and you see he starts sort of flicking through a book. I can get the address or I can get kind of their phone number if you want.
Oh, yeah, that would be lovely. I mean, God, you work so hard. You're so organized.
Yeah, I he looks very proud of himself at that. I have this like whole system. I have all of the intakes, all of the outgoings. I try and keep all the finances in order. Dr. Anwin tries her best, but she's usually a little bit busy. And he pulls out this whole like flip folder and it looks like this is his pride and joy. He will sort of start flicking through it. Um, yeah, I think they live out towards sort of Didsbury way, from the top of my head. And he'll kind of pull out sort of a small card and we'll scribble down an address. It is maybe like a 20-minute drive out from where you are. It's kind of a little bit out in the middle of nowhere, or at least out in sort of the greener areas of town. And he will kind of hand it over. Um, yeah, I presume maybe he's home. I don't know. Um, maybe don't go this time of night. Actually, it probably isn't polite company to go this time of night. Um, don't tell them I gave you that address. I feel like I feel like I'm
Of
probably
course not.
breaching some safety rules. Uh, yeah. Do you want another cup of tea?
Oh, I just look at like our unfinished cups lying there, like, no, no, I'm good.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah. I mean, I hope you can kind of figure out what's going on. It's always been a bit weird here, but this is the first time it's gotten scary, and I like
It's
my job.
probably not a werewolf, so
I really hope it isn't.
it's probably not. Oh, I think someone's calling me, and I just like,
Oh, okay. He just sort of slumps back in his seat and just sort of sits and kind of rolls the sort of rolling filing system just a little bit, just to fill a little bit of time. So yeah, you all meet back in the morgue.
I have an address.
Oh, very
Like,
well
I
done.
mean, not my own, but like theirs. Uh,
One would hope that you also have an address.
I mean, some taxi drivers do sleep in their cars. Like,
Oh, it
it's
doesn't seem very comfortable.
It's probably not. I hope I never have to do that. Anyway, Armin and her brother, they live somewhere here, and I just show you the card.
Hmm.
What did you
Shall we
find?
make a call? Ah, yes.
I found nothing.
That's not quite true.
You were reading the book. I found
You found the
nothing.
note in the pocket.
Oh
A
yeah,
note.
I did. It said, "Headed out. We'll be back soon. Back in time." And I don't know what back in time means, but it's signed
Oh.
by A. And in the book, in this book,
Journal.
it has journal. It has stuff signed by E
I
or
would
A.
assume
It
that's
means
Owen and Armin.
the siblings must get some.
And every time it says
Mm.
back in time for we don't know what. We have no idea.
Mm-hmm. So should we go to their house now?
Yeah, either that or the graveyard.
I would much prefer a house to a graveyard personally, especially
Good
at
choice.
night.
Great. Let's go to the house.
Cool. So y'all
Let's go,
are-
driver.
So it's around 20 minutes south of the city where you're headed. You pass through what seems to be a little bit of a sort of upmarket area. The houses get a lot taller, the gardens get a lot more extravagant, and then you pass through a little bit further and things start to get a little bit more run down. You're headed out towards, I guess, a greener area as well. You notice that the houses are a little bit fewer and far between. There's farmland here and there. There are sort of rows of houses, but it will just be a row of houses. And that is it. It looks almost kind of like a spider leg sticking off from the rest of the street. The address brings you to a pretty normal looking home. It is very well kept. The garden is immaculate in the front garden. As you pull up, you can see that there is a light still on upstairs. It's probably getting to about 11 o'clock at night at this time, so it is a little bit later.
Well, they don't need to know that we're coming to call necessarily. We can look
Yeah,
around.
wouldn't be happy about it if they found out. I mean, the sister's probably out of town if she's, you know.
I can pick lock, or we can just knock.
Maybe we take a little peek first.
I think we take a little stroll.
Hey,
Cool. So you're going for a look at the house? Are you knocking on? What's the vibe?
Just a little wander around,
Yeah,
trying
just
to
like a circumference, like
A walk around the block.
being a little bit, hopefully being a little bit stealthy, but you know.
Yeah, no worries. I mean, it's definitely quieting down outside. You're definitely the only sort of automobile on the street. You kind of, as you get out, you see that there is a shadow of a face at the window, and then it pulls back when it notices you kind of looking at the house.
Yep.
You get the feeling that someone's heard an engine, has thought, oh, what's going on outside? And then has just pulled back in again. The house is lit by very soft candle lights, and there is lace curtaining in the windows, so you can see the silhouettes of someone kind of having shifted away. As I say, the front garden is kept beautifully. There is a fuchsia tree in the front garden. There is a full sort of flower bed that is maintained to within an inch of its life. There's hanging baskets either side of the door. It's definitely cared for. There are wrought iron, like a little sort of mini sort of front driveway fence, I guess is the best word for it, or words for it, that has the house number inlaid into it and painted in a very pale pink. You see there's a few sort of like, I guess Annie, you would recognize that they are engines in the front garden, sort of off to the side behind some flower pots that somebody has clearly been sort of tinkering on, playing around with. just odds and ends of scrap metal, bits and pieces. There's definitely two personalities at war in this home, of one trying to keep it nice and clean, and one causing mayhem and mischief.
Hmm.
So, yeah.
So, do we think they saw us?
Oh, almost definitely. Do we want to go talk?
I mean, if they are awake, we might as well. Edith, would you like to do the honors?
I thought you'd never ask. And Edith immediately walks up and starts knocking on the door and is not trying to do it quietly.
So again, it takes a moment or two, but after a short while, a woman still in an outdoor coat, and as though she has just arrived back at the house, kind of tentatively pulls the door on the chain. Those of you who saw the pictures at the mortuary, you recognize her as Anwen. She will kind of look up at the three of you, looks a little bit confused. I'm sorry, can I help you with something?
Yeah, sorry.
Well, we have been sent over here because there are strange things happening in town.
Okay. I mean, it's late. I've got nothing to do with it.
The morgue and the graveyard. Bodies going missing?
Yes, that's in hand with the local constabulary.
From our understanding, they are doing nothing for it. So we have been sent.
Oh, so you're helping. I could probably get you some leads. I could. Do you want to come in, or?
If it is no trouble, I know that it is late, but the three of us would appreciate that.
Just give me a moment. Let me tidy up. I've only just gotten back. Hold on. And you hear she'll sort of not close the door, but she will just sort of push it onto the sort of latch a little bit. And you hear sort of like a quiet backwards and forwards conversation. You can't really make out the words. You hear the back door go. You hear a couple of other sort of things sort of happening in the house. She's sort of tidying up, sort of quickly, sort of making the house look okay. And yeah, she will come back. She will take the door off the chain. Yeah, she'll take the door off the chain. I nearly said she'll take the chain off the door. And she will open the door. She's taken her coat off. She is sort of wearing a pale lavender sort of knee-length kind of dress. She still has her gloves on. She's not taken those off yet. You could tell she was a little bit kind of frazzled. There's still a set of suitcases by the door. The house is relatively well put together. It still looks as though it's being moved into, almost. There's places where there's wallpaper off, and kind of there's paint swatches on the walls, or things are being replaced. Inside, the same sort of war is going on between one person who is clearly trying to keep it very whimsical and very neat and very tidy, and a chaos gremlin who is leaving things all over the desk. There are books all over the place. There is a copy of War of the Worlds with no dust jacket on, left on the coffee table. There is different coats left on the hook. Some of them are very sort of stylish and fashionable, kind of up with the times, and one of them looks like it saw Passchendaele. The rest of the house is quiet. It's very calm. But one thing you notice as you step in is the same smell that was drifted against the brickwork at the mortuary seems to be lingering under a cover of kind of lavender and sort of potpourri and like things that are around the house to try and mask it. Anwun will sort of gesture to a sofa that's sort of set up. It matches none of the other furniture in the house. Make yourselves at home, I guess. Honestly, I'm not sure what's led you here. This surely could be in business hours, yeah?
We were just following some leads. You know how it is. The things point to places. Did you just get back from travel? Now just like
Did
look at the suitcases.
yes, I've got work in the morning. I was away. And only visiting home again just to go and check in on what was going on back at the house, but other than that, that's all I really have.
Can we see the back door from here?
So if you lean back in the sofa, you
Uh-huh.
can sort of see through to the kitchen, and then you can see the back door is still slightly ajar.
She's gonna ask, have you let the dog out? Your door's still open.
Oh, it was warm on the trains. I tend to try and air the house out when I get back. It gets stale,
Oh,
after a while.
I mean, it's a little bit chilly in here. Do you mind if I close it?
Oh, I can do it. It's
I'll do it. I'll do it. You're already sitting. And Edith tries to walk ahead a bit.
Amwon will sort of stand up very abruptly, and will sort of go to sort of not get in the way, but will definitely try and impede your progress. Could I get? Are you trying to intimidate, or are you trying to politely ask her to not do it?
I think I'm trying. I think the way the words came out of my mouth sounded intimidating. I don't think they sounded nice.
Yeah.
Could I get an intimidation roll, please?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yes. Okay, I had to roll under 15 and I got an 8.
Oh, okay.
Amazing.
Yes.
You see, so she is very almost sort of doll pretty. She has these sort of big wide doe eyes, sort of even though she's been traveling, like these very rouged cheeks. You see the color drain from her face. And she sort of sits down, perching on the arm of the sofa. She complies. She will sit. But she does kind of look around to the three of you. You're the hunters, aren't you? The bees? The esoteric ones, yes?
This is such an interesting way to call us.
The ones who look into...
I describe us more as seekers, investigators.
Right. You can go to the door, but can you promise me something?
Oh, now I'm curious.
He might look a little like a monster. He isn't. Sometimes things change us, and it's not always necessarily correct in what's happened to us. We don't always have control over it. He won't harm you. I can explain everything.
Is it Owen?
And she looks on the verge of tears.
You
gonna,
said
go and pat
changes
her on the back.
us. Sorry.
Yeah, I'll just go pat her on the back while Vivian talks.
She immediately leans into you like she has not known comfort in a long time.
Oh.
I say us, yes.
Yeah, and I should note that Vivian's charm is at like 70, so she's like extremely charming.
Wonderful, cool. Yeah,
Just
she will.
putting that out
She will
there.
songbird away.
Mm-hmm.
I say us in the metaphorical sense, but I suppose it's changed both of us. He came home. I mean, everyone came home changed a few years ago. You can fetch him if you want. He won't harm you. Don't. Please, don't harm him. I can explain everything. I can tell you everything.
And then I think Edith will just go to the back, like slow her pace, and just open the door and just call for Owen to come out and just say, "Your sister said she can explain what's going on. I'm not going to harm you as long as neither of you gives us a reason." And then she just walks back.
So he reacts immediately. The first thing you see, so through the ginnelway at the side of the house, there's still street lamps lit. The first thing that catches the light is a pair of eyes. They are similar in height to the scratch marks that you've seen. And as you turn is the first time he will step out. As the three of you sort of, I guess, hear Edith coming back and then see a secondary figure following after her, you see a figure. He walks on his hind legs. The forearms are sort of rolled forwards with these long claws. He is sort of furred with the same long hairs that you saw at the mortuary. It's a human face, definitely a human face, and it looks akin to the one that you saw in the photo, though the jaw has been slightly distended, almost like a hound, almost like a dog, and you see these two sort of like downward pointing, sort of particularly sharp canines. He lumbers forward. There was definitely a human there at some point, but something has changed. Something is, I guess, closest to a werewolf, but all long-limbed, all sort of changed in proportion. There is something uneasy about his entire form. There is something definitely creature-esque about him. He is kind of wearing a looser pair of trousers, but the top is completely changed so that human clothes would no longer fit. But he is sort of furred, I suppose is the best way to describe him. Ears have sort of sharpened back into longer points. He sort of leans on the kitchen counter, one paw will go down on the floor, and he'll kind of look in to the two of you. And you see that Anwen looks as though she is on absolute hooks. She's sat forward in her chair as though she is about to try and act. Not to harm, but as though in waiting for you to do something.
You say that they all came back. Is this the war?
This is.
Looks at Owen. What happened to you? Do you know?
He is quiet for a moment, and he seems almost surprised that someone is speaking to him. He comes to an almost gargoyle style sort of crouch in the doorway, and he will take a moment to think of words. We found things we should not have found. We dug. We dug. We found things and we were kind to them. We gave them bodies. We gave them food. We gave them care. We made sure they were safe. They were scared. They gave us gifts back we didn't want. And he keeps looking over at Anwen as though to check that what he's saying is okay to say, as though to check that he is safe here. He continues. If she's going to get in trouble, I would rather leave and let her be okay.
Oh, no, yeah. I need to know more.
What's going on with
The
the
body.
bodies? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anwen sits forward at this, almost like she's been electric shocked. That was me. He said when they came back that there had been essentially carrion fed to these creatures, and she keeps looking over similarly to check that her story is lining up. They'd been feeding them carrion to make sure that whatever was in the tunnels was correct. Not correct, to make sure that they were fed, to make sure that they were all right. He was with the moles, he was a tunneler. They crossed something they shouldn't have crossed. I've tried looking into it. I've read every book. I've looked into the folklore of the areas where he was serving. I've tried everything. I don't know what it is entirely. They eat the dead, that's all I know. We'd been trying to get bodies from the graveyard previously. We moved here a few months ago. We keep having to move when people get on our case. I promise I didn't take anything I thought was of worldly value. I tend to be quite pragmatic about things. When someone's gone, someone's gone. That's how I've always looked at things. You learn to look at things like that with things like this. I promise I did it the best I could. This was all I could do. The bodies have been going missing because I purposefully got a job at the morgue. I tried to sneak things out, but Cyril, bless his heart, is very twitchy. And obviously I can't explain something like this to him.
Oh, and are you eating the bodies?
He has a look of outright shame on his face, but he nods.
Must it be human?
We tried others. We tried things that we find on roadsides. We tried hunting. The hunger grows deeper as the months go by. I used to look human. It's gotten... And he'll sort of look at his hands in this almost like upset disdain. It's getting worse. This is the only fix.
But it only holds it off. It doesn't change you back.
I'm working on a change. I'll flee here one day, I promise. But while I'm still human, she's all I have. I'm all she has.
How many others like you?
We saw hundreds. They're all over. I've been trying to keep away from them as much as I can, under cemeteries, under hills. You don't know what goes on underneath your feet. I promise, when I can, I'll leave, I'll join them, but I'd like to hold on to humanity just a little bit longer. Please?
I don't think Edith is gonna do anything. I don't think that she would be like... I don't think that she would want to rip someone's humanity away from them, especially if they're so like, this is all I can do. And that's how I personally feel.
Above table, I know that moral decisions was a fail, so I just want to check that I'm not erring too close to that with folks.
That is absolutely fine with me.
Cool. Same. Beans, I just wanted to do a little check-in.
No, I love a decision like this.
Okay, cool. We back into it.
So, I feel like Vivian would walk up to him, because it's not a thing of talking to the sister. He's the one that this has happened to. He's the one that's important. So she would walk to him and like put her hand on his shoulder and just say, "I'm so sorry this happened to you."
He seems genuinely taken back. You get the feeling that the only humanity he has seen in the last few months has been his sister. Thank you. We don't mean to cause harm. I didn't even mean for this to happen. I thought I was fixing something. There's so much death out there that I thought if I could kindle some life. And look where that got me.
I think Edith is just gonna pull out more pastries from her apron and just put them out on the table as an offering for being so stern. Because she understands what's going on. Will she say it out loud? Probably not. But she very much understands her situation. Is just offering something that she can give, even though he probably can't eat it, but maybe it'll bring something nice for Anwin as well.
Anwin will seem interested in them. Owen lights up. Again, he can't eat them, but the
Yeah.
smell of them alone, he's just like, ooh. He seems a little bit perkier. Anwin sort of will.
Like and he's gonna like still keeping like a hand on Anvin, like just like, and just look at Owen as well. I mean, people are looking into this. We're going to have to report back with something. I don't think any of us wants to take any of this away from you, but what do we tell people?
Well, the constabulary did say that they've just written it off, and the person that reported it was Cyril, right? So we can just say we found what everyone else has found.
Something.
Absolutely nothing.
You do that for us. Anwin just looks completely sort of baffled by the idea of it, but she seems touched.
In all honesty, this makes me want to lift Cyril by his collar and shake him a bit.
Oh, he didn't. No, he was scared. I told him that the door was there to protect him. I didn't realize that Owen would go out. I told him I'd be back in time to try and fix the more, whatever this is, side of things. I try and make sure that nobody gets hurt. He doesn't mean to hurt anyone.
Have you hurt anyone?
Owen immediately shakes his head. Only dead. Only dead.
Then in my mind, no one is hurt.
We saw nothing.
Thank you. If there's anything I can do, anything I can offer, it's yours.
No, we don't need anything. She looks to confirm with her companions.
Just nods in agreement.
He will.
Would you like a hug?
You'd be willing?
I get the feeling that you don't get human touch often. I think that you could use one if you want.
You will sort of stand up, and it looks as though he's trying to figure out a way to make sure his claws get nowhere near you.
Yeah.
And we'll sort of offer out for a big old bear hug.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good place to leave it.
Yeah.
I think a cutesy little hug.
Pastries and hugs.
Pastries and hugs.
Edith didn't get to punch anyone though.
Didn't get to punch anyone, but it's well. She is gonna go back and pick up Cyril by the collar, shake him a bit, and then leave.
Wonderful.
No explanation.
I can
No
give you a
explanation.
random robber or passerby if you'd like.
It's fine.
So yeah, the day after you go back to the constabulary, or you report in with Bonnie, you inform her that you've seen nothing. She gets a little bit of a feeling that there's something more amiss, but she trusts you through with her life. And yeah, you are aware for the rest of your days that Anwin and Owen are still at number 32. And thank you very much for having me. So yeah, if we want to skedaddle and if we all want to say our goodbyes, and I will probably shout for like another 5 minutes because thank you so much.
Aw.
It was amazing. You guys were perfect as always, but I had no doubts otherwise. And thank you for running with my slightly sad adventure.
No,
I
it
loved
was
it.
fun. I love crying in character.
Oh no!
Did you not see?
I did. That's why I was panicking. I was like, oh no! I was like, oh my god!
Good.
That
I'm
was
two
great.
for
Good.
2 for 3.
I was
Three?
more prepared for horror than feelings, but I'll
Oh.
take it.
As
That's
soon
how
as
you
you
get 'em.
said, as soon as you said, wait, do we need to do outros and then we can talk? Sorry,
Yes,
I
we
forgot.
should do outro.
Okay.
Right. I forgot the order that we did it in. So I will
Cheers.
go in the order of my screen. Assis, would you like to say your goodbyes?
All right. Hi. I am Assis. My pronouns are she, her. You can find me anywhere you want. Well, okay, most places. At lesbianing. You can't find me other places. Don't want to find me in places I'm not in. And yeah, you can catch me on Panzer's tables sometimes every other Friday if we manage it, playing Dark Waters. We've been running for like 30 something episodes. It's great. Alternate Sundays, I also have a video game podcast called Unskippable Cutscene, which should be running again by the time you see this. And let me calculate. Yeah, and Echo Dimensions should be fully out by the time you see this. No, wait. Echo Dimensions should be at least partially, if not fully out by the time you see this. It's a studio shot Candela Obscura game, and as far as we know, the first time in India someone's studio shot an AP. So check
That's
that
awesome.
out on the
Amazing.
Feather Fallen channel. And yeah, and I'll be doing more things here and there, and also here, and other places.
Thank you very much for joining us. Gloria.
Hi, Gloria, Glow Pinksta Charm Party. I have been a content creator for a very long time. Stop it, me? No. I loved this so much. I loved playing Edith. I didn't get to punch anything, but that's fine. I can punch many things in many other games. I have quite a few games coming out at this point. There should be a Daggerheart series coming out on my channel on Charm Party. It's Colossus of the Drylands module thing that Talking XP, aka Johnny, is running for me, and it's really fun. I get to be a cowboy who actually gets to fight things too, so that's great for me. Not okay, I don't need to fight and everything. I'm just saying that right now. And I've also got an all plus size table Glitter Hearts one shot coming soon, and then later in the year, there's gonna be something called Backstabbers. It is my little game that I get to run. I'm gonna get to be Claudia Winkleman in my own way, with a bunch of really cool TTRPG people. But I'm not gonna announce it yet because that's later in the year. I'm just excited to talk about it. That's it, I think.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Hey.
And Anya.
Yeah, so I'm Anya. I am Lalion cosplay everywhere. That's the lioness in French, Lalion cosplay. I am also I'm an actual play performer. I'm also a professional game master. So you can find me on Start Playing Games if you ever want to play games with me as the GM. I am Lalion, full stop there. And yeah, I'm going to be at a ton of conventions here in Europe. I'm based in Germany, so I vend very regularly at conventions. Um, I haven't found out yet if I'm in a particular April one that I hope that I'm in, so I'll just leave it there. But yeah, find me everywhere. Fingers crossed, I will be at my favorite one from last year. But anyway, that's me.
And thank you for joining us as well. I have been Magpie. I just hit my microphone. I've been Magpie. You can find me. I'm not doing very well tonight. You can find me on Blue Sky at Antique Horror. I am a general mess. I'm a comic book writer and TTRPG writer. If anyone reads Miraculous Ladybug, I write for Miraculous Chibi Comics. So my name's in a couple of those. And then the rest of it's NDA, NDA, NDA. Yeah, live, laugh, NDA. Thank y'all for joining us so very much, for watching at home, on the bus, on the train, wherever you might be, for a little jaunt into my home city. That's all. And make sure to catch up for the rest of the TTRPGirls content, because it's going to be amazing. Good night.
Bye.
Thank you, God Oracle of knowing things.
Yes.